Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge, etc. Jai Hind. Historical events of 12 June, a journey through time of 12 June 2025, Thursday. Today's 12 June highlight in history. 1643. The Westminster Assembly is convened by the Parliament of England without the assent of Charles I in order to restructure the Church of England. 1653. First Anglo-Dutch War. The Battle of Gabbard begins, lasting until the following day. 1665. Thomas Willett is appointed the first mayor of New York City. 1758. French and Indian War. Siege of Louisbourg. James Wolfe's attack at Louisbourg, Nova Scotia commences. 1772. French explorer Marc Joseph Marion du Fresne and 25 of his men are killed by Maori in New Zealand. 1775. American War of Independence. British General Thomas Gage declares martial law in Massachusetts. The British offer a pardon to all colonists who lay down their arms. There would be only two exceptions to the amnesty: Samuel Adams and John Hancock, if captured, were to be hanged. 1776. The Virginia Declaration of Rights is adopted. 1798. Irish Rebellion of 1798. Battle of Ballynagage. 1813. Capture of USRC Surveyor. 1817. The earliest form of bicycle, the dandy horse, is driven by Carl von Drais. 1821. Badi VII, King of Sennar, surrenders his throne and realm to Ismail Pasha, general of Ottoman Empire, ending the existence of that Sunderness kingdom. 1830. Beginning of the invasion of Algiers. 34,000 French soldiers land 27 kilometers west of Algiers at Sidi Ferruch. 1864. American Civil War. Overland Campaign. Battle of Cold Harbor. Ulysses S. Grant gives Confederate forces under Robert E. Lee a victory when he pulls his Union troops from their position at Cold Harbor, Virginia, and moves south. 1898. Philippine Declaration of Independence. General Emilio Aguinaldo declares the Philippines independence from Spain. 1899. New Richmond tornado. The ninth deadliest tornado in US history, kills 117 people and injures around 200. 1900. The Reichstag approves new legislation continuing Germany's naval expansion program, providing for construction of 38 battleships over a 20-year period. Germany's fleet would be the largest in the world. 1914. Massacre of Fouquier. Turkish irregulars slaughter 50 to 100 Greeks and expel thousands of others in an ethnic cleansing operation in the Ottoman Empire. 1921. Mikhail Tukhachevsky orders the use of chemical weapons against the Tambov rebellion, bringing an end to the peasant uprising. 1935. A ceasefire is negotiated between Bolivia and Paraguay, ending the Chaco War. 1939. Shooting begins on Paramount Pictures' Dr. Cyclops, the first horror film photographed in three-shape Technicolor. 1939. The Baseball Hall of Fame opens in Cooperstown, New York. 1940. World War II. 13,000 British and French troops surrendered to General Erwin Rommel at Saint Valery en Caux. 1942, Anne Frank receives a diary for her 13th birthday. 1943, the Holocaust. Germany liquidates the Jewish ghetto in Brezhny, Poland, now Berezany, Ukraine. Around 1,180 Jews are led to the city's old Jewish graveyard and shot. 1944, World War II, Battle of Carentan. American paratroopers of the 101st Airborne Division secure the town of Carentan, Normandy, France. 1950, an Air France Douglas DC-4 crashes near Bahrain International Airport, killing 46 people. 1954, Pope Pius XII canonizes Dominic Savio, who was 14 years old at the time of his death, as a saint, making him at the time the youngest unmartyred saint in the Roman Catholic Church. In 2017, Francisco and Jacinta Marto, aged 10 and 9 at the time of their deaths, are declared as saints. 1963, NAACP Field Secretary Medgar Evers is murdered in front of his home in Jackson, Mississippi by Ku Klux Klan member Brian Della Beckwith during the Civil Rights Movement. 1963, the film Cleopatra, starring Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton, is released in the US theaters. It was the most expensive film made at the time. 1964, anti-apartheid activist and ANC leader Nelson Mandela is sentenced to life in prison for sabotage in South Africa. 1967, the United States Supreme Court in Loving v. Virginia declares all US state laws that prohibit interracial marriage to be unconstitutional. 1975, India, Judge Jagmohan Lal Sinha of the city of Allahabad ruled that India's Prime Minister Indira Gandhi had used corrupt practices to win her seat in the Indian Parliament and that she should be banned from holding any public office. Mrs. Gandhi sent word that she refused to resign. 1979, Brian Allen wins the second Kremer Prize for a man-powered flight across the English Channel in the Gossamer Albatross. 1981, the first of the Indiana Jones film franchise, Raiders of the Lost Ark, is released in theaters. 1982, a nuclear disarmament rally and concert is held in New York City. 1987, the Central African Republic's former emperor, Jean Bedel Bokassa, is sentenced to death for crimes he had committed during his 13-year rule. 1987, Cold War. At the Brandenburg Gate, US President Ronald Reagan publicly challenges Mikhail Gorbachev to tear down the Berlin Wall. 1988, Austral Linus Aries Flight 046, a McDonnell Douglas MD-81, crashes short of the runway at Libertador General Jose de San Martin Airport, killing all 22 people on board. 1919, Russia Day. The Parliament of the Russian Federation formally declares its sovereignty. 1991, in modern Russia's first democratic election, Boris Yeltsin is elected as the President of Russia. 1991, Kokkadichollai massacre. The Sri Lankan army massacres 152 minority Tamil civilians in the village of Kokkadichollai near the eastern province town of Pattikaloa. 1993, an election takes place in Nigeria and is won by Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola. Its results are later annulled by the military government of Ibrahim Babangida. 1999 Kosovo War. Operation Joint Guardian begins when a NATO led United Nations peacekeeping force, Kosovo Force, enters the province of Kosovo in the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. 2009 A disputed presidential election in Iran leads to wide ranging local and international protests. 2014 Between 1095 and 1700 Shia Iraqi people are killed in an attack by the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant on Camp Speicher in Tikrit, Iraq. It is the second deadliest act of terrorism in history, only behind 9/11. 2016 49 civilians are killed and 58 are injured in an attack on a gay nightclub in Orlando, Florida, United States. The gunman Omar Mateen is killed in a gunfight with police. 2018 United States President Donald Trump and Kim Jong Un of North Korea held the first meeting between leaders of their two countries in Singapore. 2019 Kazim Jomart Tokayev is inaugurated as the second president of Kazakhstan. 2024 A fire in a residential building in Mangaf, Kuwait City kills at least 50 people. Your daily dose of wisdom ends here, but the journey never stops. Thank you very much for your patience. Please like and share this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel.